Well, everyone, it's Groundhog Day all over again for David Goggins. If you look around here, it's nearly 3 in the morning. There isn't a single car or person around. If you look in the other direction, it's the same. No one in sight. People always ask where I find my strength. Where do I get the energy to keep going? My strength comes from many places. But right now, at this moment, it comes from the fact that there's no one else out here. No cars, no people. Everyone is tucked in bed, dreading Monday morning. Well, it's Monday, and I'm fired up about it. I love this. While everyone else is getting softer, I'm getting stronger. It's not just about the running, swimming, push-ups or sit-ups. It's about what all that does to your mindset. You don't grow while sitting on the couch. You grow by stepping outside and chasing it every single day. Stay strong. It's strange how people ask me how I stay motivated all the time. The truth is, it's the hidden effort. I'm out running at 2 a.m., hitting the gym at 1 a.m., doing long sessions with just myself. That's real. That's how I've trained my mind to pull out motivation and good energy whenever I need it. I've spent 99% of my life training alone. No one was there cheering for me. I did every bit of it solo. And even though I'm hard on myself, I still know what I've done. So when life gets hard for others and they ask, who's going to carry the boats? That's not just a catchphrase. That's real. I hate being known as just that guy, though. Because that version of me, that intense version, he's not around every single day. But when I need him, I can bring him out instantly. Because when you train alone and you've lived with yourself in dark times, you develop a unique ability. I've taken myself to deep places of purpose and passion that are impossible to fully describe. That feeling can't be taught. I don't need anyone. That's why people come to me for motivation. But nobody motivates me. I've built a history of real, hard-earned motivation. So when I feel like I'm falling, I remind myself, you've on. You know the truth. You've been through the darkest times. You've seen the demons in those pits. And from there, I remind myself, there was no one else. No one picked up the gear. No one carried the weight. It was me. No applause when I weighed 300, 275, 250, 220 pounds. That was me getting through it. So when people wonder where that fire in me comes from in tough times, it's from doing the unseen work. I built a machine in that process. So when things get tough, the old David steps up and says, we never had anyone helping us anyway. That thought, that memory, fuels me. It pushes me over the edge in the best way. There was no team, no program, no family member waking me up saying, you got this. I built belief when I had nothing. Nothing but rock bottom. So when life starts throwing punches, my truth hits harder. It's not just a thought. It's real. It's heavy. It's something I can feel. It floods my mind when I speak on it. I'm reliving every rough patch I've ever survived just to be here today. That's the part people don't understand. That's what pushes me into beast mode, while others wait for someone to encourage them, or for some accountability partner. I don't need any of that. That stuff's fake. We've trained ourselves to believe we need it, but we don't. See, people don't like it when someone's outworking them. There's this natural instinct to downplay someone else's effort if it makes you feel small. I know a lot of people don't like me for plenty of reasons. But I also know I don't care if they do or don't. When you're an alpha in a world full of other alphas, it's a battle. And I love that. Let's go. I want to compete. I live for that kind of battle. But I'll be real. Sometimes I took things too far. I wasn't part of any buddy-buddy club. I didn't want to be. I just wanted to be David Goggins. And for the longest time, I tried hard to be accepted. I used to lie, say I liked stuff I didn't, just so people would like me. That's weak. I'd pretend to be into the UFC just so someone would hang out with me. I hated that version of myself. But life showed me who I really was. Through all the pain, all the loneliness, I figured it out, alone. There's no trophy on my wall. That trophy is in my mind. Nobody paid my bills, ran the miles, or dropped the weight for me. I suffered solo, and through that suffering I became who I am today. I'm a competitor, an intense one, and I call it personal ownership. That's rare. A lot of people change who they are based on what others want. But I didn't. That's one of the hardest things in life, figuring out who you truly are. Most people struggle with that forever. They don't know what defines them. They don't even know what they enjoy or dislike. But put yourself through tough experiences and you'll discover your real self. I pick the kind of challenges most people can't even imagine finishing. So when I go through the grind, I do it solo. I'm best on my own. I found a way to challenge my mind and sharpen it at the same time. I built an unbreakable set of tools in my head. That's the real path. If you want to be strong, if you want to be unshakable, vulnerability and being open are the keys. The one thing that made me who I am was being vulnerable. It was breaking down completely, being honest with myself and others, telling someone I've got flaws, I lied here, I've cheated, I'm insecure. That wasn't the real me. I was looking for approval. That takes guts, but it also leads to real change. People judge so fast, but they don't ask what made you that way. Life shaped me into someone broken, and that's okay. But now I had to fix it. A lot of stuff we go through isn't our fault. The way we act, the pain we carry, that's not always our doing. But nobody's coming to save us. We have to go back to where it all began, to where it broke, and fix it ourselves. That's what I did. I told myself, yeah, I'm messed up, but I'm going to repair this. You have to be honest about your current situation. Be prepared for life. Life won't go easy on you. You need to develop a mental shield, and that starts with physical toughness. The body helps the mind. Was it my military background that helped me? Sure, it played a part. But really, I learned discipline on my own. The military didn't teach me that. I had zero self-control growing up. So I had to start somewhere. I was terrible at reading and writing. I had learning issues that made it really tough. But I forced myself to sit and read, to write, to study. And that built my discipline. That transferred to my workouts. I was about 16 when I said, I read at a 4th grade level, time to do something. That's when it started. I knew I had to pass the military test, so I went for it. Now, we live in a society where people think happiness comes from comfort, money, and fancy things. But the truth is the opposite. Real peace with yourself, real self-worth, comes from pushing yourself, from pain, from facing tough realities and stepping into hard situations. And people want it fast. If they don't see results in a few days, they quit. That's the world now. You can search the best restaurant in a second, but success takes time. Losing weight, quitting drinking, getting your mind right, it takes serious patience and setbacks. You'll hit a lot of walls. If you don't know how to push past them, you'll give up. Everyone wants shortcuts, but there's no shortcut. The biggest block for most people is the poor me mindset. Life's too hard. It's not fair. You start comparing yourself to others. She's skinnier, he's stronger, and suddenly your own thoughts turn toxic. You start judging yourself through someone else's lens. That's dangerous. You have to compare yourself to who you were yesterday, not to anyone else. That's what I started doing. This isn't a race between me and someone else. This is between me and me. And once you quiet the outside noise, you realize you're stressing for no reason. This is your journey, your race. Run it your way. Most people don't even know themselves. They're reacting to life, not living it. So when they try to set goals, they miss the mark because they don't understand their core. That's why I had to stop pretending, stop fearing. I couldn't grow until I broke myself down completely and became the real me. I was never the smartest kid, so I had to go deep within. The outer world faded, and it was just me and my mind. And I figured it out. Yes, supplements and support can help, but the real power is understanding your own brain. Once you master that, you're a force. You won't beat death, but you'll conquer life. Your brain becomes a machine once you feed it the right words, the right truths, the right mindset. After living so focused, so disciplined, I became the kind of man I once dreamed of being. As a kid with no guidance, I imagined what a real man should be. I created that character in my mind. And now, when I look in the mirror, I realize I became that guy, the one I used to admire. And that's the greatest thing I've ever done. When you wake up, it's cold, it's wet, it's dark. You've got no cartilage in your knee, your shorts suck, your couch is cozy, your partner says stay in bed, you're tired from last night, maybe a little hungover. That's when I smile, because I know most won't do what I'm about to do. That's how I level up. That's what excites me. Because most people can, but won't. They won't get off that couch, won't put in extra hours, won't push deeper. That's where I gain the edge. It's easier than ever to be great now, because most people are soft. They avoid discomfort. They avoid lonely roads. But that's where the growth is. That's where I live. The real fear is dying without ever becoming your best. Growing old, looking back and thinking, I could have been great. Don't let that be you. I remember running past a graveyard once, weighing 300 pounds, thinking,